warming up our spine, keeping your feet hip-width distance apart. We spread our arms out to the sides and then tucking our tailbone under like this and rounding our back. And imagine you've got a big, huge ball to hug. So you're rounding your spine around that ball, hugging it, and then opening up, lifting your arms up, pushing those feet into the floor and lengthening the front line of your body, pulling that pubic bone upward towards your bottom ribs. We're not arching at our back like this. No, we don't want to compress our lumbar vertebra. Instead, we're creating length, pulling that pubic bone up and reaching upward with the breastbone. And repeat at your own pace. Again, your knees are soft, tucking the tailbone under, rounding the spine, lengthening, separating one vertebra from the other, and reaching your arms forward, keeping your shoulder blades down and lengthening upward. Again, shoulder blades are down, pubic bone to your ribs. Again, tucking the tailbone under, hugging that big ball and lifting it up, pressing into your feet. Lift up and lengthen. And exhale, tuck and round. Press those feet into the floor. Lift your body up, lengthening the entire front line. 2 more, tucking, stretching your spine, pressing into the floor, lengthening up. And last repetition. Your knees are soft. Keep breathing. Inhale and lengthen right here. Pause right here again. Feel that pubic bone lifting up a bit. And that's the way you feel activation of your lower abdominals. Your shoulders are down. And exhale, bring it down. Right, great job. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next exercise. It's going to remind you of pendulum. So we're stepping with our right leg to the side. And as we step, we're going to reach, lengthen that arm from your shoulder and reach, lengthening the entire side of your body and bring it up. So reach and lengthen, feel the length at the side of your hip and push off with your foot. Come back to starting position. So you're bending that right knee. And now we're going to keep our feet still. We'll reach, straightening our legs and moving the arm across, not folding at the side, but keeping it nice and long as a bamboo plant. And reach and lengthen, straighten your legs gently and stretch the other side. Inhale, slowly exhale, shoulder down. Inhale and reach, exhale and lengthen. Release the tension in your neck. Bend the knee and reach to the side. Straighten your legs. And lift your arm up. And last repetition. And bring it down. Switch sides now. We'll step with the left foot to the side. A slight turn out, comfortable turn out of your foot. And we're gonna reach and step in. Reach, creating that length in your hip, feeling the stretch, shoulders down. Push off with your foot to bring your foot back to the starting position. Inhale and reach. Exhale, push off. Breathing in and adding the pendulum motion, keeping our feet wide apart. Again, comfortable turnout. Reach. As you bend this knee, straighten your legs and lengthen to the opposite side. Reach, feel that length and breathe. Reach. Keeping our shoulder down, lengthening the arm away from your shoulder joint. Feeling your core working. Long side of your body. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. Lower your arm and we'll just warm up our knees a bit, keeping your feet about pelvis with distance apart. We're going to turn that right knee slightly in so that it's a controlled motion. You don't want to make it too rough. It's a smooth motion, bringing it in and pushing your hips back, bending your knee slightly. Push those feet into the floor and bring your knee back to the starting position. Again, slightly knee in, pushing the hip back, both hips. So you're reaching backwards with your hips. Slowly pressing into the feet and bring yourself up into standing position. Again, knee in, soft knees, pushing those hips back, feeling the stretch along the back of your thighs, coming back, knee in, reach the hips backward, push that foot into the floor and back to standing. Last one, bend and bring it in. We're not leaning backward. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed in between the front and back of your foot. Pressing into the floor and switching sides. Now the left knee. It's soft, slightly bent, bringing it in up to a comfortable point. Watching that weight over that foot. Reaching the hips back and pushing your feet into the floor, back up to standing. Again, bend and bring in and reach and push that floor away. Come back to standing. So we are hinging at our hips. Our spine is nice and long and coming up. Don't forget to breathe, bringing that knee in. The other knee is soft. Feel if you want to bend it more or you want to keep it just soft so that you just feel comfortable stretch at the back of your thigh. Bend and in. Slow hinge, push into the floor, coming back up. And press And last smooth repetition, knee in, hinging. Feel that stretch, reaching with those hips backwards and press into the floor, coming back up to standing. Awesome. Now shake your legs and we'll get down on the floor. We'll stay in a quadruped position. Your wrists are under your armpits and your knees are under your hips. Spine is nice and neutral. Your head is in line with the upper back. Going to stretch out that left leg out. Lift it and bring it over your right leg. Now what we'll do, we'll create rotation with your pelvis. So you're going to rotate the pelvis out and in toward the support leg. So out and in. The extended leg, I have the top of my foot on the floor and very gently I'm rotating the hip, pressing those hands into the floor with my fingers spread wide apart. My elbows soft. I'm not rushing. I'm taking my time to go from one point of the motion to the other. And at the end of range of motion, feel the activation of your core right here. And as you rotate your pelvis, approaching this left hip bone to the floor, you're not bending and folding your torso, you're keeping it long and you're kind of trying to see that foot with your eyes. So your rib cage is rotating and you're feeling a nice stretch along the lower side of your body. Hands are pressing firm in the floor. You're not dropping your rib cage in between your arms. It's well supported. And last time, feel the stretch. Pause right here and feel a good stretch in your hip area, in the entire side of your body. Great. Slowly coming back. And now we're going to push those hips back and sliding it back to forward and back, sliding that foot along the floor, feeling a nice stretch in your gluteal area on the right side, pushing that mat away gently, slide and pause, feel that stretch and pull the mat towards your body, bring yourself back to the starting position. Again, push it away, feel the stretch in your glute and bring it back. And 3 more. Slide that foot in, keeping your spine neutral. Your head is in line with your upper back. Go as far as it feels comfortable. And you feel a nice, mild, comfortable stretch on the side of your hips and thighs. And last one. Awesome. Now bring it back. Going to lengthen that left leg, bring it across, but not placing it on the floor this time. We'll activate our core with this exercise. We're going to reach across with our hips, the one that you were stretching just in the previous exercise. And then as you're moving it back, you're bringing that leg in line with your spine, shifting the weight to your left hand and taking the right hand slightly off the floor, very briefly. Then put it back. Again, bring that leg across, reach with the hip, push those hip well, in my case, it's a right hip. Push it back and in a diagonal line. Bring it back. Align with your spine. Spine is neutral. Push that left hand into the floor and take the right hand off the mat. Place it back and 2 more repetitions. Again, reach as if someone's pulling your leg and back in line, shifting weight, lifting hand. Your elbow, the support arm is soft. And last one, the leg is parallel to the floor, pushing that right hip back and bringing it back in line with the spine. Shifting weight, lifting hand, so that you have to balance right along the midline that runs in between your hands. And bring it back. Nice. Now bring your knees closer to each other and we'll wiggle our hips from side to side. Keep breathing. Awesome. And we'll now switch sides. So we'll be working with our right leg. Again, so we're starting with the wrists under our armpits. Your knees are under hips. The right leg is extended and bring it over. Place the top of the foot on the floor. And we start with the pelvic rotation. So we're lifting this hip bone up to the side and rotating it down toward the floor. I'm talking about the hip bone. The pelvis rotates from side to side. And you're twisting your body, keeping your fingers spread apart. And as you keep going, without rushing, feel if you can see your back foot, the extended one, of the extended leg. See if you can see it with your eyes. Lengthen the lower side of your body. And rotate, press that knee into the floor. And rotate the pelvis out. Now it's in toward the support hip. And pelvic rotation out to the side, pushing that knee into the floor, the support knee. And 3 more times, feel the length, look at that foot. Press the hands into the floor, knee into the floor, rotate it out. Slowly, the head is in line with your upper back. Your rib cage is supported in between your arms, not dropping. Long body, long spine. Last one. And bring it back to center. Now the sliding motion. So the top of your foot is sliding along the floor. It's on the floor. And we're pushing the left hip back and forward. If you feel you want to stay here and pause a bit, stay and pause. The leg is crossed and moves diagonally in relation to your body. Relax your foot, just drag it, let it be relaxed. Don't try to maintain any position, just relaxed with your toes pointed. Push that hip back, feel the stretch in your left glute, and push the floor towards your body. Return back to the starting position. 2 more times. And last one. Awesome. Now we'll lift that leg up. Remember, we're going to keep it parallel to the floor and cross it over. Reach with your hip while keeping it off the floor and then bringing it back in line with your spine, with the other hip, and pressing that right hand into the floor, lifting the left foot off the ground and placing it back. Again, cross, parallel to the floor, push that hip back, lengthen that leg away, push the mat towards your body, bring it back, lift that leg, feel your core working as you have to maintain your weight in between your hands. And 2 more, reach, leg is parallel to the floor, we're not twisting in our lower back, nice long spine, back in line with your right side, press that right hand into the floor, lift left hand off. Hold it here briefly, place it back, cross, reach, check your lower back. It's wide and filled out, and find your balance. Press that hand into the floor, the shin into the floor, lift your hand and place it down. Again, bring the knee in and rock your hips from side to side. Keep breathing, moving slowly, feeling nice stretch on one side of the hip, then the other. Great job. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Now we'll lie down on our back. Relax our spine. Find our neutral. So the sacrum is flat on the floor. And the bottom of your lower ribs are also on the floor. They're touching the floor so that you have a little gap in your lumbar area. We're not tilting our head back. We're looking straight ahead in a diagonal line up to the ceiling. We'll start with the left leg. We're going to drop it out to the side. Make sure the other knee is looking up straight into the ceiling. We'll slide that leg out and then slide it in and bring it back to the starting position. Again, it falls out to the side. Imagine you're reaching forward with the top of your other shin so that the leg is kind of reaching across the room away from your body. Relax completely your left hip joint and then slide the leg out as far as it feels comfortable. Choose your own range of motion and slide it in again in a relaxed way and bring it up. Couple more times. It's falling out. Keep breathing. The shin is reaching forward, sliding it down and sliding it back, bringing it to face the ceiling. And last one, relax your hips, relax your sacrum, slide it out, bring it in, and slowly return. Awesome. Now we switch sides. So now your right knee falls out to the side. Check that sensation of reaching forward with the top of your shin. Slide that leg down a bit. Bring it in and back to the starting position. Again, falling out, your sacrum is on the floor. You're not rotating your pelvis to the side. It's staying in that neutral position. Slide that foot down. Slide it back. Bring it to the starting. Again, let it fall out. Relax the hip. The other shin, the top of the other shin is reaching forward. And last one. Slide it forward. Feel a nice relaxing stretch. Try to relax now. Just pause right here and just release all the tension from your hip joint. Check your position that your sacrum is on the floor and your lower ribs are also in contact with the floor. And drag that foot in and back to the starting position. Nice. Now we'll just add some rotational movement. So we'll extend our left leg out. Feel a nice opening at the front of your hip, the left hip. Now we're going to bend that knee. It's staying to the side, extending the right out. And we'll extend our arms over our head and pressing that heel of the extended foot into the floor. Slowly rotate your pelvis and your rib cage to the side. So you're now looking into the floor with control. You're now going to return and roll over your pelvis, your rib cage returning to the starting position, and your glute. Again, relax right here. Your knees staying bent. Your right leg is extending and the heel starts pressing into the floor gently and rotating inward. The thigh rotates inward, and the pelvis rotates to your right side. The rib cage is almost facing the floor, not too much. Keep your body relaxed. We're not working any muscles. We're just releasing the tension right now. And last repetition. Again, you can wiggle your hips from side to side if you feel tension. And again, pressing that heel gently into the floor, rotating the foot in, the thigh in, the pelvis, and it's dragging your rib cage again to the side. Your arms are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed, neck, and your shoulders. And slowly, with control, roll it back up. Awesome. Now we're switching our legs. So now we're extending the left leg out. The right one, the knee falls out to the side. Again, your arms are overhead. Wiggle from side to side to release your pelvic joints. And again, starting with pressing your heel into the floor and rotating your foot in, your thigh in. Feel a nice stretch along the front of your hip joint and rotating to the side, extending your entire side of your body, approaching the breastbone to the floor as far as it feels comfortable. Slowly rotate back onto your shoulder blades, onto your hip, and back to the back of your thigh and your heel of the extended leg. Again, pressing that heel, the foot moves in, the thigh, the pelvis, and your rib cage. Breastbone approaching the floor. Feel the length of your entire body. And slowly roll back out to your back. And last one. Pressing that heel into the floor. Exhale right here. and relax your body, elongating and filling up your lower back with your breath. Breathe into your lower back and out and in. And on the way, the breath out, slowly rotate back across your shoulder blades, across your hips, and back to the starting position. Lengthen your legs, both legs. Lie down comfortably. You let your feet fall apart, out to the sides, arms extended, shoulders are down. Your palms are facing the ceiling. Scan if your sacrum is on the floor. The lower ribs are touching the floor as well. If you're having trouble keeping your lower ribs on the floor and your rib cage thrust forward, upward toward the ceiling, make sure to watch the video that I posted yesterday, the reel how to bolster your torso so that your ribs come in contact with the surface. Otherwise, your core is not going to activate effectively, and instead it's going to do the opposite. It's going to harm all the balance within your abdominal balloon, which would affect the strength of your core, the support of your spine, the breath, all the breath work that your body does. So you want to make sure to support your lower ribs on the floor when lying on your back. So your sacrum flat against the floor, lower ribs, and just take a couple of breaths, relaxed breath. And if you wish, you can stay right here. And when you're done, we'll just turn to the side and push the floor away with our hand, coming back up to this sitting position. Okay, so this is the end of our workout. I hope you really enjoyed it, and wishing you a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.